What's up, guys? I'm currently in Vietnam. It's 8:53 p.m. over here, and I just wanted to make this video because today it was a long day because we were so basically we drove to my mom's hometown from Saigon or Ho Chi Minh City. That's about like a 4-hour drive by car. And basically, we just spent the whole day driving. And when it comes to me and why this matters is I'm really big into fitness, right? Fitness is something that is a big part of my life. And to sit in that car, and the reason why we were going back to Saigon is because of my dermatology appointment. Basically, when we landed in Vietnam, I really had no idea that I was gonna be in for a doctor's appointment or for a dermatology consultation to fix my acne scars. But like, yeah, my mom put that upon me, and so it was kind of like a surprise. But hey, I got to deal with it now. But just like the whole day, we spent 4 hours driving to Saigon. Woke up at like 6 a.m. in the morning. Got there around like 10:30, 11. Went straight to that appointment. Spent like another 2 hours, like them poking needles in my face. Like, I'm not a big fan of that. But it's like, I think it was, I don't know, I felt restless. I felt like, I just like the whole entire trip, but like this kind of like compounded this day since I wasn't really active. When you have facial procedures, like you have these acne scar procedures, you can't really sweat, you can't really be in the sunlight. So, I can't do the things that I want to do, like gym or go explore, you know. And then most of all, like I'm sure you guys can relate, family trips. Just like trips with your family, you're pretty limited in what you want to do, right? And with the young male 20s gays, you want to like do more risk averse stuff, um, or just kind of like something to excite you a bit, right? But yeah, 4 hours, 2 hours, eight, and then went back on the car just to drive back. And the drive back, for some reason, it took longer than expected because I don't know why. We were going at like 40 miles an hour on the freaking highway. Anyways, the whole point of me making this video is to kind of show you, it's kind of like to show me, like explain my feelings of like how, like I just had a bunch of negative energy, anxiety. I just felt like, I just felt like, yeah, I was in a negative rut. I was thinking about like back home, what am I gonna do when I get back home? Because like, we went on this trip starting New Year's at the beginning of the year, so it's just like I don't know. Maybe I'm not in vacation mode. I'm not sure. It's just like the whole day just felt weird. I just felt like I couldn't be me. Granted, we were just sitting in a car the whole damn day. My butt was getting numb. And I think it just goes to show you how important like moving in general is. Moving in general, getting some sunlight, sweating, being active. How obviously that's an important part of my life, but also how I feel like most people operate, right? Most people don't aren't into fitness. Most people don't play sports. Most people aren't physically active, let alone in shape. So imagine how I felt. Like obviously I'm not using it as a crutch. It's just like imagine feeling these feelings because I didn't do anything essentially. I just sat in the car all day, stuck with my thoughts. Like yes, granted, like it's healthy to kind of sit with your thoughts and emotions. I understand that. But like imagine doing that. Like that was driving me crazy a little bit for one single day. Now imagine most people they do that their whole entire lives or most of their lives. They stay seated. They're 9 to 5s or whatever, right? My mom, for example, she works at a nail salon. She sits down for almost 10 hours a day, 10 to 12 hours a day. And I try to encourage my parents to exercise, right? I really do. Because I believe that, one, it's a long term investment. It will help them prevent any diseases, any bone related diseases later on in their life. I want them to be able to wipe their own ass when they're in their 80s. Just imagine like, oh my gosh, I was getting like headaches. I was feeling a little like head pressure, things like that. That was only from one day. Now imagine that compounds onto weeks, months, years. That's most people in their lives. Okay, that's the average person. Like, so I can't imagine what it would be like if I were to operate in that frequency, in that environment, having never like went to the gym or just going through my normal routine without any physical activity. Like imagine how like you know, I also noticed that with my relatives here, they were all we were with the ladies for the whole entire like duration of the trip. They couldn't even climb the stairs or like walk up incline for more than like 50 feet at a time without getting winded, you know? Like I always had to catch myself because I was walking ahead with my little brother. And like these ladies, you gotta wait a bit for them to catch up. And now I'm not saying that as like, you know, it's just that's the stark difference. So I'm not trying to say like, so like I'm saying that's how important it is, but also like from just a working out perspective, it's a long term. It's like with anything, right? Like you don't see the value in it until you actually achieve the result. Like why should I care about being leaner? Why should I care about looking good? Like obviously, granted, looking good is subjective, right? But it's like if you have a chance to improve your confidence and invest in yourself, and I have a pretty deep story. Like you guys, you can go check out my other videos about that. But this video isn't about that. I just wanted to talk about today and how like it's kind of affected me mentally. Granted, like you know, you can control your thoughts, you can control how you react to things, but then again, you have to set yourself up. You have to know yourself really well and what you tend to fall towards. And now I know, like you know, idleness is not a good place for me to be. You know, I tend to overthink a lot. I don't want to be idle like that. That would drive me insane. And then one of the vehicles that kind of help move the needle forward is fitness, right? Fitness is a vehicle for me to be productive in other areas of my life, to be able to hold space for relationships in my life, to be able to concentrate better when I'm trying to study or like, you know, level up my academics and just how I show up in life. So I think fitness is important to everybody. We were all designed to move. So like today like how the world works is like I don't know, depending on your job, imagine you're like sedentary. You're mostly sedentary, like you just like stay in one place. You're in a cubicle or you kind of just work in a building, you know? Like obviously like again, it's different hards for everybody, but it's like yeah, it just kind of makes me realize like dang, like that was only one day, and I felt like that. I felt like complete shit. So I can't imagine what it's like for other people. They don't even know they're operating in that frequency because that has become their new normal. Like they've been living in it so long, like they don't even know what it's like to feel better. They don't know what it's like to invest in their body and their health and their mind. But um, yeah, guys, I just wanted to spill my thoughts out, get my thoughts out here. Hope you guys enjoyed watching. Hope some of you guys can relate. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time.